Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel Non-Stop Talking with your girl here, Vivian Liu. Like I said in my previous video, I'm going to be spending this weekend catching up on all the reading wrap-ups that I haven't done. Let me move my hair to the side so you can actually see how cool this jacket robe really is. And I said in my previous video that since I'm filming for this weekend, I actually pulled out like my childhood like box of like hair accessories, and I'm gonna be playing with all the different clips that were like super popular just a few months or several months ago. And since it's Halloween, I decided to put on this, can you tell it's actually orange? But yeah, this orange lip gloss. I got it for free and it actually like is pretty bad. Like just the way you like apply it, the sticky level, how it feels, like I don't like it at all. But I got it for free and I thought, you know, it's orange, this video is supposedly for October, might as well bust it out. And yeah, here it is with all that unnecessary stuff said and out of the way. In October 2020, I consumed 4 audiobooks, 3 manga volumes, 2 graphic novels, and 2 like physical books. Overall, like I didn't read anything bad. I read some stuff that were like quite good. So let's get started. Like always, we'll go with the audiobooks first. Book 1 is I'm Still Here, Black Dignity in a World Made for Whiteness by Austin Channing Brown. This is an autobiography where the author kind of details the experiences she's had with racism. I thought the storytelling and writing was quite engaging. There were learning moments and I like quite enjoyed my reading listening experience. I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5 and I would say go check it out. Book 2 is Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. I love Elizabeth Acevedo. I read The Poet X, loved it, and then I read With the Fire on High and really enjoyed it. And I just think like due to how awesome her 2 previous books were, it's hard to go into this without like some expectations, and sadly I don't think my expectations were met. Clap When You Land is about an airplane crash that brings these 2 girls from different countries together, and I just felt like one thing, these 2 girls, like they both, you know, it's like alternating between their POVs, and it was hard to kind of like get a clear voice as to who is who. They kind of blended together at times. Also, I wanted the story to like hurt more. I don't think it like hurt me enough. Like I wanted more of an emotional impact that never came. But yeah, I ended up giving this a 3.5 out of 5. Number 3 is Come and Go by Rachel Reed. This is the 4th book in the Game Changers series and the 2nd book, Heated Rivalry. Oh my god, that was amazing. Okay, it was so good. And sadly, this book just didn't live up to what the 2nd book did. Like the 2nd book really put this series on the map, and the following books just weren't able to replicate that success. This is a series of male-male ice hockey romance. In this 4th book, we meet the bisexual goaltender, what's his name, Eric, and a graduate student slash bartender, Kyle. There's a bit of like an age gap romance between them. I really like Eric. I feel like the way he was written like was very like, aww. Sorry, I'm back. So what was I saying? Not Eric, Kyle. Never really grew on me, and I felt like for an age gap romance it didn't give me the stuff that I would have liked to see, and I ended up giving this just a normal 3.3 out of 5. Number 4 is Misery by Stephen King. This is my 2nd Stephen King book, the first one being It. My friend Jenny recommended this to me. She loves the movie, loves the book, and then I heard my friend's friend Rebecca mentioning how like Stephen King is one of her favorite authors, and Misery's one of her favorites, and I was like, you know what, it's time to just pick up Misery. It seems like everyone's talking about it, and so I did, and I think I might like it more than it. It's about Paul, who is like a pretty popular author. He gets into a car accident and is rescued by one of his biggest fans, Annie. Annie's kind of like nursing him back to health, and she reads the final book in the series that he's been writing, and he kills off the main character, which breaks Annie's heart. So Annie keeps him captive until he like writes a new like ending for her. This book gave me like the spooky vibes that I wanted, the roller coasters of emotions that Paul was going through, like I was living for and experiencing along with him. I felt like the build up to the conclusion was like really intriguing, and I quite like the way it kind of ended as well. However, like the previous Stephen King book I read, I feel like his books are really long. Sometimes they confuse my small brain and I get bored here and there, but I think it's just, like I said, my small brain. Overall, I enjoyed Misery and I rated it a 3.5 out of 5. Number 5 is Teen Titans Beast Boy by Cami Garcia and illustrated by Gabriel Piccolo. I read the first volume in this new Teen Titans graphic novel series, which I think was about Raven, and thought it was slightly above average. So I was curious about the second one because Beast Boy is one of my favorites, and I think that the story itself is improving, and thus I'm getting more invested in the third volume. The two of them are going to cross paths, and I'm really excited for that. So I'm kind of like anticipating the third volume now, and the art is really good, so check it out if you're interested. As for the second volume, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Number 6 is Barbie 3-in-1 by Sarah Kuhn. I think Hoopla, like, I don't know how, but they found out that I was a huge Barbie fan growing up. I loved the Barbie dolls when I was young, and all I ever wanted was the Barbie dream house. So yeah, so Hoopla recommended this to me, and obviously I had to pick it up, and it was okay. It's a 3-story bind up. The first 2 were good. The third one I felt like was just tossed in there and didn't even connect to the first 2 stories as well, so I was kind of like, huh? But obviously I'm like a little bit too old for this. I was not the target audience, and it was just like very middle of the road, so 3 out of 5. What happened? Sorry, my sister needed to talk to me. So where were we? 7. Fangirl Volume 1, the manga. This was originally written by Rainbow Rowell, and this manga is adopted by Sam Maggs and illustrated by Gabby Nam. I read the Fangirl book and I remember really liking it, and so I was excited to see this manga adaptation, and honestly this was so well done. This was adapted really well into a manga. Like, I was so shocked at how like well done it was. And I don't know, like I felt like, yeah, even though I know the story, I was still like really blown away by it for some reason. Like, it just really worked with me, and I ended up giving it a 5 out of 5, obviously. Number 8 is Happy Marriage Volume 4 by Maki and Joji. This is your typical, it's not shoujo, I think it's considered josei story of like, you know, rich CEO guy and then poor employee girl in kind of but not really arranged marriage. Anyways, this story is really starting to irk me. The main couple is really starting to annoy me. The two of them, like, they just don't work, okay? They just don't work. And this volume just did not, like, give me the romance feels that I want, but I still will be checking out the next volume and seeing how I feel. As for this volume, I just gave it a 3 out of 5. Like, this couple has always been, like, up and down, which is expected in these types of stories in the shoujo josei manga world, but yeah, I hope it picks up. Number 9 is Otakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku, Volume 4 by Fujita. I pre-ordered this on Amazon 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and the release date kept getting pushed back, and finally it arrived on my doorstep, and I was so happy. I was like, that did not take forever. It only took 2 years. I love this series a ton, and this volume did not disappoint. In short, it's about like otakus, or like nerds and geeks who are in the workforce trying to like find love, and I just related to that concept so much since the first volume. I've seen the anime as well. I watched it on Hulu. Hope it's still there. Highly recommend if you haven't seen it. But yeah, but this volume didn't disappoint. All the relationships are like progressing very nicely. We get like a proposal, so an engagement in this, and everything is just very sweet. My only thing is that we see less of the main couple in this, and they're my favorite, so I hope in the next volume that we get more of them. So I gave that 4 out of 5, and that's it for like the stuff I read with pictures. Moving on, we're gonna go into books with just words. Number 10 is Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I never read this book. Shocking, I know. I am in like the generation that like read this book, watched this movie, loved the book, loved the movie, and I think I've seen the movie before, so I remember parts of it, but I don't really like remember, so I'm not sure, but I think I have. But yeah, I just felt like after I got back into reading, this book has always been on my list of like stuff I missed out on that I should pick up. And I did. I finally picked up the ebook in October, and I read it quite quickly. It's pretty short, and I don't know, I feel like it was good. It made me emotional, and I can see why. Like, I could see maybe if a younger Vivian picked this up, she would have definitely enjoyed it and felt seen and just cried even more, because there were moments that teared me up. I don't know if it's because like people have hyped it up too much over the years and like it fell short of the hype, but I just thought like for such a short book, there were moments I felt detached from the story. There were moments I felt unconnected to the characters, and I'm like, wow, for such a short book, for me to like not fully be invested and for me not to be fully in it was kind of shocking to me in a way. It hit the moments it hit, but it didn't hit like as a whole thing, if you get me. I don't know, there was just something lacking about it, and I don't know how to pinpoint what it was that was lacking about it. And like really right from the start when I read this, I was like, wow, this guy reminds me of like Holden from Catcher in the Rye. And when they mentioned Catcher in the Rye, I was like, whoa. And Catcher in the Rye was one of like my favorite required readings in high school, and now I have like the sudden urge to like really reread Catcher in the Rye and see if like adult me would still like it. But as for my rating, I think I gave this a 3. Yeah, I gave this a 3.8 out of 5. It's like a 3.7, 3.8-ish kind of there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how to rate or review this. But fun fact, this is the second book I read this month with the author Stephen P.H. name. Number 11 is The Devil All the Time by Donald Ray Pollock. This is actually the first thing I picked up, read, and completed this month. I bought the physical book and was so excited to read it. I saw the trailer for this on Instagram and was super hyped to see Tom Holland do something that wasn't Spider-Man, and to be in a dark, mature, more gritty role. And then later on I heard booktuber Kat and her father mentioned this book, and I was like, wait, so the movie was based off a book? What? So I was like, let me read the book first before I watch the movie. Which I did. I don't recommend the movie. I thought the movie was really bad. I thought the movie just... I'm not here to talk about the movie. I'm here to talk about the book. But yeah, read the book. Don't watch the movie. You could watch the movie if you're interested. It is a pretty star-studded cast, but I didn't like the movie. The movie disappointed. But this book, oh my god, it was fantastic. Like, just all like the wickedness in it, and I'm just like, oh, like just how all of the ways that the devil and sin catches you, and the inability to like avoid it, to be better than it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, right off the bat, I thought the setting was just great, the characters were like great, and the way they come and link up together at the end was great. Like, I just really enjoyed this book, and I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I did. And it was amazing, and like I said, I recommend the book, not the movie. And as for the book, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. That's it. That's all the things I read in October 2020. I hope that everyone is staying safe, staying healthy, and taking care of themselves. And outro time. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in my next video whenever that is. Bye! Love of it. Okay, the first volume, not volume. For my October 2020 reading app